5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Tonight, a mother speaks out after a deadly Migu attack. Tanisha Yard dies days after violent Rodney Bay incident. And an inmate dies at the Borderley Correctional Facility.
This is the Hot 7
Good evening. It is Monday, August 10th, 2026. I am Daniela Edwin. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We are on Flu Channel 117, Kiss FM, the Caribbean Hot FM mobile app, the Caribbean Hot 7 TV Facebook page, and our YouTube channel, Caribbean Hot 7 TV. Not forgetting those of you using the Hot 7 plug-and-play antenna. Thank you so much for joining us. The mother of Angus Popo, who is accused of killing a man in a random attack, alleges her son had previously threatened to kill someone and has refused medication while using cocaine. She said she repeatedly tried to get him help and is now struggling to process the incident while Popo remains in police custody as investigations continue.
Marianne Popo, the mother of a mentally ill man accused of killing another man in a random attack on Saturday, August 8th in Deriso, alleges that her son had previously spoken about killing someone. The partially blind woman said the victim, identified as Al, was trying to help her into a home when he was suddenly confronted by her son, Angus Popo. She said she was already inside when she heard Al shouting that Popo was going to kill him before the attack took place on her property. The mother said the ordeal left her so traumatized that she fainted and had to be taken to the hospital.
I come from by the road, me and the lady that there, with 3 children, and when I reach up there, that is my house, I meet the little boy. So he go down so with me, and when he reach there, he tell me, Miss Sanchez, I can open the door for you because my eye is not good. So he opened the door. When he opened the door, I close, and when I go inside, only one thing I hear he say, Bolo, what chwe mo do? Bolo, you killing me. Ek matana sorry, matana. I call my girl, I have a girl there, the boy mother, and the boy mother come outside there and you see the boy. They don't know thing. And I don't know nothing about that again. When I begin to cry, I go outside, I say, Bolo, chwe Al, he kill Al, he'll kill Al. I say that 3 times upside. And they tell me I knock out, and they bring me to hospital, and I come yesterday morning. He always say you have to kill somebody.
She also alleged that her son used cocaine and had refused to take his medication, despite her previous attempts to get him help, including asking the police to intervene.
He always go castries on several districts because they give you the pills, you're not drinking it. I believe it's cocaine. He's smoking cocaine. Every day, I call the police from Mikud for the boy to tell the police, come and bring it castries. They ask me what he doing. I say just behaving because he take the thing and make hole in the house. So the police tell me, well, the house is his. They don't come and take it off.
Popo is currently being held at the Mikud police station as investigations continue. For Hot 7 News, I'm Chloe Dantes reporting.
In other news tonight, questions of public safety are also being raised after a young woman died days following a violent incident that was caught on camera. The death of 27-year-old Tanisha Yard is raising questions about accountability and the actions of bystanders during serious accidents. Yard died 8 days after footage emerged showing her being pushed onto the roadway in Rodney Bay, where she was struck by an approaching vehicle. Police are investigating but have not announced any arrests or indicated that the death is being treated as a homicide.
A brief confrontation in Rodney Bay has ended in tragedy, with 27-year-old Tanisha Yard dying 8 days after she was critically injured. Video reviewed by Hot 7 TV News appears to show Yard allegedly being pushed into the path of an oncoming vehicle on Sunday, August 2nd, before she was struck and left trapped beneath a minivan. In the moments after the crash, bystanders rushed to Yard's aid, with one person attempting to move her from the roadway before emergency responders arrived. Yard was taken to Owen King EU Hospital, where she remained in critical condition until her death on Monday, August 10th. Police say their criminal investigations department is examining the circumstances surrounding her death, but have not classified the case as a homicide or announced any arrest or charges. While footage allegedly appears to capture physical contact immediately before Yard entered the roadway, it does not establish the motive or whether the act was intended to cause her death. The incident has also renewed warnings about handling seriously injured people, with Assistant Divisional Officer of the St. Lucia Fire Service, Owen Casabon, advising bystanders to avoid moving victims unless necessary, as doing so could worsen hidden injuries.
We do not encourage members of the public who are untrained to lift or handle injured persons. And every emergency responder who are trained understands that if someone is moved or handled improperly, it could exacerbate the injury or sometimes lead to death.
Bystanders are generally advised to contact emergency services, keep the injured person still, and monitor their breathing until trained responders arrive. An injured person should only be moved when remaining in place creates a greater immediate danger.
If you encounter someone trapped beneath a vehicle, your safety remains paramount. You should immediately contact the fire department. You should not attempt to lift or move the individual unless you are trained and equipped to do so, as improper handling can cause additional injuries. Instead, provide reassurance to the victim. If possible, keep the area clear and wait for trained emergency responders to arrive and conduct that rescue.
Casabon's guidance is general. There is no medical evidence provided to Hot 7 TV News establishing that the attempt to move Yard contributed to her death. Yard's family is now awaiting answers and a decision on whether criminal charges will follow. Police have not yet classified the case as a homicide, and the investigation into the deadly Rodney Bay incident remains active. I'm Christabel Obi reporting for Hot 7 TV News.
Meanwhile, behind bars, there are also new questions tonight as officials at the Bordelais Correctional Facility confirm the death of an inmate and push back on claims of neglect. An inmate identified as Edward Pierre died at the facility on Saturday, August 8th, with officials rejecting online claims that his health concerns were ignored. Assistant Director for Operations, Stanius Charles, says inmate medical complaints are taken seriously, while preliminary findings indicate no foul play.
An inmate at the Bordelais Correction Facility has died, with Assistant Director for Operations Stanius Charles confirming the death occurred on Saturday, August 8, 2026. The inmate has been identified as Edward Pierre. Charles has pushed back against claims circulating online, alleging that Pierre had complained of health problems for about a week, but was repeatedly ignored by authorities before his death. He said the facility takes inmates' medical complaints seriously and that health concerns are dealt with through the appropriate channels.
That is not the case. We take very good care of the inmates, so it's incarcerated at the facility. We tend to all request of any illnesses that have been reported to us. He passed away whilst incarcerated.
Charles also confirmed that preliminary reports have found no indication of foul play in Pierre's death.
We are awaiting autopsy results to show definitively what was the cause of death. However, we have not, preliminary investigations have not identified any foul play. Like I say, we await the autopsy results that would say definitively what is wrong with him, but he's known to have some medical challenges.
Officials say the circumstances surrounding Pierre's death are being reviewed. For Hot 7 News, I'm Chloe Dantes reporting.
And now it's time for Hot 7 TV News Quiz Break.
Why do flamingos have pink feathers?
Up next, Pierre defends SSDF financial management, and priority list could reshape citizens' career choices. All that and much more when we return.
Our home is our castle, and we wanted to ensure that we started right. We needed high-quality, affordable building material like our electrical conduits and also PVC pipes for our plumbing. They were manufactured by Bryce & Company and available at our favorite hardware store. Now, we're enjoying every moment.
Forever moments, creating lasting beauty from Bryce Plastics.
It's all about you and the dreams you believed, how you made your way ahead, all the goals you have achieved.
All along the way, you've been a partner so true. All the way you've seen me through.
We're all the bank you need. It's still about you and the life you're shaping now. All the doors that open wide, every step, every vow.
All along the way, you'll be a partner so true. All the way you've seen me through.
We're all the bank you need. We're the Bank of St. Lucia, so bank on your future. We're the Bank of St. Lucia, all the bank you need.
Celebrating 25 years strong. Bank of St. Lucia, all the bank you need.
Flamingos are born with grey feathers and get their pink feathers from their food. They eat tiny shrimp, algae, and bits of plants that contain a natural color chemical called carotenoid. Their bodies break down this color and store it in their feathers.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News.
Thanks for staying with us. We continue the newscast with politics and accountability as Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre responds to questions about the St. Lucia Social Development Fund. Pierre has dismissed allegations surrounding the audit and financial management of the SSDF as false, following concerns raised in a July 28th letter. The Prime Minister said the SSDF audit process is continuing despite gaps in financial records, adding that the fund was created to provide assistance to people in need.
Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre has rejected claims surrounding the audit and the financial management of the St. Lucia Social Development Fund, SSDF, describing the allegations as false. The comments followed a July 28, 2026 letter addressed to the Prime Minister and copied to the Director of Audit, the President of the Caribbean Development Bank, foreign embassies, and civil society organizations. The letter raised concerns about the independence and oversight of SSDF audits and suggested that the issues could affect the confidence of international development partners. Speaking at Monday's pre-cabinet press briefing, Pierre dismissed the claims as false to the highest degree.
The leader of the opposition has written several organizations, several embassies, several foreign governments, locally and internationally, including the Caribbean Development Bank, proclaiming that there's been no audits of the St. Lucia Social Development Fund since the Labour Party is in power. I want to tell you, this is a falsity of the highest order.
He noted that when the United Workers' Party was in office from 2016 to 2021, the then opposition leader had not initiated any audits of the St. Lucia Social Development Fund. He added that the most recent audit covering the 2017 and 2018 financial years had been conducted under the St. Lucia Labour Party administration in March 2023.
The last audit for the St. Lucia Social Development Fund was done for the years 2017 and 2018. These audits were done in March 2023 as part of its efforts to address the outstanding financial statements. The board encountered challenges in obtaining the necessary supporting documents for the subsequent financial years, 2017 to 2018, 2018 to 2019, 2019 to 2020, and 2020 to 2021, all under the governance of the United Workers' Party. No audits were performed, none.
He noted that following the extensive discussions with the auditors, the Board of Governors of the SSDF had agreed to continue the audit process despite the missing years of records.
The only reason why statements have not been prepared is because the United Workers' Party, under the present leader of the opposition, failed to present audited statements for these years. And the years that were presented were years 2016, when they took over the SSDF from the St. Lucia Labour Party. And all the years before that, audited statements on the Labour Party were prepared.
Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre said that the Social Development Fund was established to assist people and provide support to those in need.
I know what the SSDF means to the underserved people of this country. I know what it means to them. The SSDF is a merger of the St. Lucia Poverty Reduction Fund and the Basic Needs Trust Fund. It's a merger. And if you look at what it was created to do, is to help the underserved to reduce poverty. And I'm very, 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 very conscious of the role of the SSDF, because that's what our party is all about. It's about assisting people at the grassroots level.
For the administration, Pierre's position is that the allegations do not reflect the facts, while the outstanding records and audit work will need to provide greater clarity for the fund's financial management. For Hot 7 TV News, Josiah Bisset reporting.
Turning now to education and the future of work, St. Lucians could soon receive clearer government guidance on which qualifications are most urgently needed in the country. Minister for Education, Youth Development, Sports and Digital Transformation, Kenson Casimir, says a priority list is being considered to help citizens make more informed academic and career choices, although the list has not yet been made public. The initiative is intended to give students and prospective professionals a clearer understanding of where national demand is strongest before choosing their courses of study.
Choosing a course of study can be a costly long-term decision. The government now wants citizens to consider not only their interests, but also whether their chosen profession is needed within St. Lucia's labor market.
As Minister of Education, that was one of the issues I raised very early with my technocrats, because we do have that situation in St. Lucia. There is a reason why we have a government priority list. We also encourage young people to consult the government priority list, which would tell you what are the skills we absolutely need on this island and we are willing to fund by way of education. So that list would tell you that we don't need lawyers specifically in St. Lucia, we have so many lawyers. So if you, as an individual, decide on your own that you're going to study law, it's because you're betting on yourself to be better than the already saturated market of lawyers in St. Lucia.
The Education Minister raised the issue during Monday's pre-cabinet briefing. He indicated that demand is greater for some professions than others and said the proposed list would identify national priority areas.
We do have a government priority list so that individuals could see the list of let's just say technical skills that are needed in country that is not available.
The proposed measure could give prospective students a clearer picture of where employment opportunities may exist. However, government has not yet explained whether the list will be advisory or whether it will guide scholarships, grants, and other forms of assistance.
The fact of the matter is, you do want individuals to study what they believe is within their purview to study and their skills being harnessed and that sort of thing. As a minister, my duty is to ensure that there's a more equitable space on a global market for our skills that are coming back in St. Lucia. So creating that symbiotic relationship with some of the biggest companies, the biggest organizations, the global funds, to ensure that when young people come back in St. Lucia and they do have a degree in a particular skill, that they don't look at only St. Lucia as being a possible place for them to work, but they can get some form of employment somewhere in the region as opposed to coming back with a degree and sitting home and being unemployed.
More information is expected on the priority professions, how frequently the list will be updated, and what support will be available to citizens who pursue them. I'm Christabel Obi reporting for Hot 7 TV News.
And speaking of education, there's good news for parents and students as the new school term approaches. New Form 1 students across St. Lucia are expected to receive laptops within the first week of the new school term, as efforts continue to expand access to technology and support learning in the classroom and at home.
In an increasingly technology-driven world, access to the right tools is becoming an essential part of a student's education. For new Form 1 students, that means having a laptop that can support learning in both the classroom and at home. At a pre-cabinet briefing on Monday, 10th August 2026, Minister for Education, Honorable Kenson Casimir, stated that as the new school term begins, students are expected to receive their laptops within the first week of school. The distribution of devices forms part of broader efforts to expand digital learning across St. Lucia's education system, with initiatives such as the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project.
Every student walking into Form 1 receives the laptop within the first week.
As St. Lucia moves toward a more interactive and technology-driven education system, the distribution of laptops to new Form 1 students is helping equip them for the demands of modern learning. The ministry acted early to secure the devices, ensuring students have access to the necessary technology from the start of the school year and can keep pace with students around the world.
In times past, we've had to wait because of course, some of the procurement issues. We'd have some form of, disruption. But we took the approach that very early we were going to procure these laptops so that by the end of the first week, every student in Form 1 would be ready to go, ready to do what they need to do in terms of use of technology and be on par with the rest of the world.
For students, the devices are more than just computers. They can provide greater access to learning resources, support schoolwork at home, and help equip young people with the digital skills needed to navigate an increasingly technology-driven world. For Hot 7 TV News, I am Ethne Brown reporting.
Get ready for another round of Hot 7 TV News quiz break.
Which everyday fruit is technically classified as a berry?
CFS will be right back with more news.
Ready to sing it out? Every other Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Bring the energy to the ultimate blast karaoke night. Shower singer or stage legend. If you've got a voice, the mic is yours. And the vibes stay high. From old school classics to today's biggest hits. Step up, Sing loud, sip on drink specials, enjoy tasty eats, and win big with Bingo. Blast Entertainment Center, corner of Chisel and Brazil Street. Upstairs, the new Starlight Building. So warm up those vocals, grab the mic. Blast Karaoke Night. Big notes, bigger wins.
Get ready for another evening of spectacular performances at Blast Karaoke Night on Wednesday, 12th August 2026.
St. Lucia, are you ready? The Kings are back. This August, come experience the excitement of the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League cricket as the St. Lucia Kings light up the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground. Join us on August 12th, 14th, 16th, 19th and 21st from 7 p.m. Come for the cricket, come for the entertainment, come for the music, the vibes, the food and the unforgettable atmosphere. Bring your friends, bring your family, and wear your Kings colors with pride as we defend our home turf. St. Lucia Kings, one nation, one pride. Get your tickets now and be part of the action at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground.
Bananas are technically classified as berries, while strawberries and raspberries are not. They grow from a single flower with one ovary and have fleshy insides, soft rinds, and seeds embedded throughout the pulp.
The third segment of the Hot 7 Nightly News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Caribbean Awning. Let us cover your world.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News.
Welcome back. We start with a disturbing story that has sparked outrage online. A video circulating online appears to show a young boy tied to a tree, while adults bring a live snake close to him, despite his repeated pleas for them to stop. Managing Director of the St. Lucia Crisis Center, Lancia Isidore, condemned the incident as physical and psychological abuse and warned that such treatment can leave lasting emotional scars.
A disturbing video circulating on social media has raised concern after a young boy was filmed tied to a tree while adults brought an alleged live snake close to him. The child can be heard repeatedly pleading with those involved to stop, but the intimidation continued as the camera captured his distress. The camera continues rolling as the terrified child struggles with the deliberate intimidation, while his distress is turned into content and circulated across social media. After reviewing the footage, Managing Director of the St. Lucia Crisis Center, Lancia Isidore, condemned the incident as physical and psychological abuse, warning that such treatment can leave lasting emotional scars.
I think these domestic matters should not be viewed as private. They should be addressed because this can really lead to future aggressive behavior by the child and even long-time trauma. This is viewed as an abusive situation, and St. Lucia Crisis Center condemns such practices. This is where positive parenting and mental health support programs play a pivotal role.
She warned that being restrained and deliberately terrorized can leave deep emotional scars, affecting how a child understands fear, trust, and authority, and potentially leading to anger or aggressive behavior later in life.
This child can be faced with anger, a very aggressive child that is being brought up by this mean parent if he was the father of the child. So this is really not the best way to handle a situation like this. If it was a form of discipline, it should not be continued, and the parents should explore alternative ways of addressing situations like these, and not by terrifying the child.
She also cautioned that sharing or reposting the footage can further expose the child and prolong the harm caused by the experience.
I think this is really exacerbating the current situation for the child who is experiencing such, and even for family members who are not involved in such a case. So persons need to be more sensitive, especially when it comes to issues like these, and there are other forms of discipline that can be used to address this matter, not by terrifying this poor child with a snake.
It remains unclear whether the child has received professional support or whether the incident is being investigated. The Crisis Center is encouraging caregivers to adopt healthier forms of discipline and offers counseling to children and families, along with positive parenting programs for caregivers. I'm Christabel Obi reporting for Hot 7 TV News.
Shifting focus now to public health, the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Nutrition's Environmental Health Division recently trained Port Health stakeholders to strengthen St. Lucia's capacity to manage public health threats. The training focused on improving the country's ability to prevent, detect, communicate and respond to threats at its air and seaports of entry.
Representatives from the Environmental Health Division, Customs and Excise Department, Immigration Department and the St. Lucia Air and Seaports Authority gathered to test how they would respond if a health threat emerged at a port of entry. The sessions examined the standard operating procedures guiding port health operations. These procedures outline the responsibilities of each agency and establish a shared approach when officials must act quickly. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Belma George said regular training is essential to ensure every participating agency understands its role.
It's important to ensure that every agency, every stakeholder is continuously updated on what they need to do if there's a suspect threat. So this is why standard operating procedures are important. They provide us with a common framework for action, particularly when we are operating under pressure. But procedures are only effective when the people responsible for implementing them understand them, have practiced them, and know how their responsibilities connect with those of other agencies.
The workshop also focused on disease surveillance, compliance with the international health regulations, and St. Lucia's response to public health emergencies. Participants worked through presentations and open discussions before applying what they learned in tabletop simulation exercises. These scenarios allowed the agencies to practice sharing information and coordinating their actions during a possible emergency at a port. Dr. Belma George stressed that coordination must begin before a threat emerges, calling for continued communication among agencies responsible for protecting St. Lucia's borders.
The workshop also provides an opportunity to reinforce the principle that preparedness is a shared responsibility. Our ports must remain safe, secure, resilient, and capable of supporting the continued movement of people and goods while protecting public health.
Health officials say strong port systems must protect the public without unnecessarily disrupting the movement of people and goods. Continued training will therefore be critical to ensuring agencies can respond together when the next public health threat emerges. I'm Christabel Obi reporting for Hot 7 TV News.
And finally tonight, some good news on the sports front. The St. Lucia Kings are keeping the momentum going in the CPL. The St. Lucia Kings held their nerve to defeat the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons by 4 runs, powered by Gauss's explosive 82 of 51 balls. The Kings return home for their first match at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground on Wednesday against the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots.
The St. Lucia Kings defeated the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons on Sunday, August 9th. edging them by 4 runs at the Annosville grounds in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Making his first appearance as a temporary replacement for New Zealand power hitter Tim Seifert, Andreas wasted no time making an impact, smashing 82 from just 51 balls. His explosive innings featured 6 4s and 6 6s, as the Kings posted 187 for 8, with Camille Puran adding 14 from 6 balls and Akeem Ogis contributing 20. The Falcons came flying out of the blocks, reaching 65 for 1 after 6 overs, and staying ahead of the Kings' scoring rate through the first half of the chase. But the momentum shifted in the middle overs, as Roston Chase and Mahesh Tikshana picked up 2 wickets each. Antigua eventually finished on 183 for 7, just 4 runs short of victory, with Alzari Joseph now playing for his hometown Falcons after 4 seasons with the Kings, taking 3 for 32. Despite the victory, Captain Roston Chase admitted the Kings were pushed right to the wire in a tense finish.
Too close for me. I thought that we had a good score on the board, and when I went out, I told my guys that we tried to defend 160. I thought 160 was a good total defend, but we didn't start as well as we would like, but we pulled back the game, and I'm happy for the win. I thought we were looking for about 165 from the beginning, but then Ghost played a nice inning, and that got me up to 180 odd, and we were very happy with that. So it's just for us to come out and execute the plans in the bowling. As I said, we didn't start as well as we wanted, but we're happy for the W.
Fabian Allen congratulated the Kings on their performance, acknowledging the way they handled the pressure to secure the victory.
To be honest, I thought we have it, and at the end we just did not get over the line. But credits to St. Lucia, the way Ghost batted, I think they put us under pressure. But having said that, I think it boils fight to the end, but we did not get over the line, unfortunately.
The win sends the Kings back to St. Lucia with plenty of confidence as they prepare for their first home game of the campaign on Wednesday, August 12th against the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots at the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds, with the action getting underway at 7 p.m. For Hot 7 News, I'm Chloe Dantes reporting.
That does it for our stories tonight. Stay with us now for your full weather forecast with Siruna Toussaint.
The third segment of the Hot 7 Nightly News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Caribbean Awning. Let us cover your world.
Caribbean Awning. Let us cover your world with products for shade, shelter, and security. Rolling shutters, accordion shutters, roll-up steel doors, residential garage doors, storm panels, PVC cladding, blinds and roller shades, retractable awnings, fixed frame awnings, vertical drops, outdoor roller shades, canopy covers, gazebo covers, tent covers, pool covers, van tops and truck covers, carports, marine products, chair covers and upholstery, commercial umbrellas, banners and signage by Artwork, steel spiral and floating stairs, burglar bars, steel framed furniture, stainless steel cable railing, glass railing, aluminum louvered shade, aluminum fencing, aluminum railings, aluminum gates, estate gate motors, scissors gates, face recognition system, Caribbean Awning.
Log on to CaribbeanAwning.com.
Looking for the best way to advertise? Stop searching. Hot 7 TV gives you more reach, more impact, and more value. Get your business in front of the right audience and watch your sales soar. Don't miss out. Call 452-6040 today and take advantage of our exclusive advertising packages. Hot 7 TV, smart advertising for smart businesses.
And now for the weather report.
Good evening and welcome to Hot 7 TV's weather report. I'm your presenter, Siruna Toussaint. Present weather at Roanoke Airport is partly cloudy and hazy. Present weather at George F. L. Charles Airport is partly cloudy and hazy. Present temperature at Roanoke Airport is 41 degrees Celsius or 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Wind at Roanoke Airport is blowing from the east at 12 miles per hour or 19 kilometers per hour. Rainfall in the 24-hour period that ended at 8 a.m. today at Roanoke Airport 0.2 millimeters. At George F. L. Charles Airport, 20.9 millimeters. Sunset today, 6:28 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow, 5:50 a.m. Forecast for St. Lucia valid for the next 24 hours. Winds will be blowing from the east near 14 miles per hour or 22 kilometers per hour. Weather, fair and hazy skies, becoming cloudy at times with a few showers. Persons with respiratory ailments and dust allergies are advised to take the necessary precautions due to reduced air quality. Marine forecast for season at 25-mile or 40 kilometers radius from St. Lucia. Tides for Castries Harbor, high at 2:51 p.m., low at 6:59 p.m. Tides for Beaufort Bay, high at 3:58 p.m., low at 8:26 p.m. Seas slight to moderate with waves 2 to 5 feet or 0.6 to 1.5 meters. Small craft operators should exercise caution due to reduced visibility. Tropical weather outlook. The Atlantic pressure system will maintain light to moderate easterly winds across the Lesser Antilles during the forecast period. Scattered showers and a chance of isolated thunderstorms may be generated mainly across the central and northern parts of the Lesser Antilles during the next 24 hours. An approaching tropical wave located east of the Lesser Antilles is moving westward near 17 miles per hour or 28 kilometers per hour. No significant convection is associated with this wave presently due to the presence of Saharan dust. This wave is expected over the region by Tuesday. Another tropical wave located over the central tropical Atlantic is moving westward near 17 miles per hour or 28 kilometers per hour. This wave currently has a low chance of cyclone development. A third tropical wave located over the far eastern tropical Atlantic is moving westward near 15 miles per hour or 24 kilometers per hour. An area of low pressure is being monitored for possible development. Environmental conditions will become more favorable for development by midweek. Chance of cyclone development is at 60%. This has been Hot 7 TV's weather forecast for today, August 10th, 2026. I'm your presenter, Serena Tuse. Thank you for staying tuned and do have a good night.
Thank you, Serena Tuse. And with that, we come to the end of the Hot 7 TV Nightly News for today, Monday, August 10th, 2026. Don't forget to join us tomorrow at midday for our next news major. On behalf of the entire news team, I am Daniela Edwin. Thank you for tuning in. And